Good evening. Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay, and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you all so much for tuning in and allowing me to spend this time with you as you ride home, as you cook dinner, as you help the kids with their homework, etc., etc., etc. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to share just a tiny portion of this evening with you. You all do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now listen, while you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the J Spot Radio. Also go to TikTok, like and follow us there, the J Spot guys. Turn on the notification bells. J is Jaye. I hope that you all have had an amazing week thus far. Guys, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. We're going to go ahead on and get started. Listen, I want to go ahead and continue. Listen, the producer and I, we were having a conversation before the show started. And so he asked me, should the participants at Diddy's party, his parties, should those participants be charged and should they be investigated and questioned in association with everything that's going on with Diddy? So what do you all think about that? He's saying that, listen, if there's no crime in, attending a sex party, a freak party, which no, there is not. There's no crime in that. However, Diddy is not being charged and just on, he's not being charged for just a sex party and freak parties and freak off and all this. Listen, you can freak your heart out, okay? As long as all participants involved are, first of all, legally of age. Secondly, they are consenting, not drug-induced consent, but 100% logical thinking. I came here free will on my own consent. That's the consent. As long as everybody that was in attendance of those parties, if that was the case, rock out. Nobody needs to be in trouble. But here's the deal. The stuff that Diddy is being charged for, let's just go ahead on and keep it real. The stuff that Diddy is being charged for, those people, if he's being charged with sex trafficking, allegedly, and all these other things that are associated with sexual crimes and kidnapping and things of that nature, with all of that, with him facing all of that, okay, and he's having these parties, ask yourself this. Who is benefiting from these sex traffic victims? Is he just sitting up there, all these people that are allegedly have been, apart, held against their will and whatever it is that they're calling it for what Diddy did, the crime. And here's the deal. I am not underestimating that. I am not making light of it, simply pointing out. So if he's guilty of all of these things, or he's being convicted of all of this stuff, and we have all of these people, all these famous high profile people attending his parties, And he's wrapped up in all this sex trafficking and stuff. So you mean to tell me that all the sex trafficked people and all that, Diddy gonna be selfish? He just keeping that to himself. He keeping all the people that he's allegedly collected. He's keeping that all to himself. No, he's not. No, he's not. Let's just keep it real. If he's guilty of whatever they're accusing him of regarding this sex trafficking crap, the people at the party, you can't tell me that the people at the parties did not benefit and were not partaking in his crime. Yeah, oh well, how am I supposed to know? I'm at the party, and how am I supposed to know that this person wasn't there? There are a lot of telltale signs. First of all, if these were kids, you mean to tell me you didn't notice that these were teenagers? You didn't notice anything, nothing stood out about these alleged sex crime victims at that time, sex trafficking victims at that time. But now all of a sudden that guilty is Diddy is in jail and he's guilty now. Now everybody sees something. Yeah, you saw the same stuff that you see now is the same ish that you saw before the feds caught up with him, before your name started circulating as a participant at one of Diddy's parties, the same stuff. So my thing is, are the people that were guests of his parties, should they be brought down? Should they be investigated? I mean, listen, to me, that's just to me. I don't have a law degree, didn't go to law school, barely went to high school. No, I'm just playing on high school part. But listen, barely. But I do have, common sense here and there, just a little bit of it, not too much, just a little bit. But if you were there and you knew what was going on, don't that make you a co-conspirator? And this wasn't the first time. You regularly participate. People always would talk about how lit Diddy parties were. Now, don't nobody want to be involved. Now, everybody's like, oh, not me, not me. I was not a part. Now, everybody trying to break to the left to keep from being associated with Diddy and these parties. You know why? Because they know what's going to be found out. Like, if wasn't nothing going on wrong there, then why are you worried about disassociating yourself from his parties? You know why I'm going to disassociate myself from his parties? Because I know that it was some bull junkie going on there, and now it's been found out. Or listen, the cat is, like they say, the cat is out of the bag. And so now everybody has a lot to lose. And now don't nobody want to listen. Now don't nobody know nothing. Hey, pretty Tasha. Hey, Cedric. Cedric said they're willing accomplices. Exactly. That's what I saw too. Like, you can't, that's just like you sending your child, and this is just, it's similar, but you're sending your child, you let your child go to a party, a late little friend party. They're in high school, underage and everything. They get to the party and there's alcohol there, there's drugs there, and there are no parents there. And your kid stays there. And your kid is participating, your kid is drinking, your kid is up in there smoking weed and doing whatever up at this party with these underage kids. But your kid did not supply any liquor. Your kid did not supply any weed. However, they were at the party with the drugs, partaking with the drugs, partaking with the liquor. So now, if the police come and bust the whole party, is your child not a part of that ish? Is your child not an accomplice because you were there? If you participated in what was going on, then yeah, you are just as bad. Should you be charged fully and get the same punishment that the person that put together the entire thing get? No, I don't. But should you not get something, depending upon your involvement in it? Listen, you might have to do some community service and, don't give them a record or whatever, because I do think that giving them a record for something that, that minor is, too much. But to let them walk out scot-free without, having there be consequences, I do think that that's a little bit too much. Or maybe, listen, let the parents give them a consequence for participating in that particular party, because we done talked about this too many times. First of all, the first rule used to always be, listen, if they parents ain't there, you better bring your back home. That's what Sister Vance always said. If ain't no parents there, ain't no adults there, you better bring your back home right away. So that's rule number one. So you done already disobeyed your parent right there. And then drinking and smoking, you ain't supposed to be doing that and you underage. So now you get caught up with everybody else. Are you supposed to, oh, well, I ain't do it? You did. The fact that your parent told you, if this 1, 2, and 3 was going on, everything wasn't in order for you to leave. You chose to stay. So guess what? That's gonna be a lesson. That's gonna be a lesson learned for you. So just like these adults at Diddy's party, yeah, I know it's some names on there that we may not want to see on there because we're so loyal to them, and we don't want to believe that they are scum and all this and that. I know. Trust me. I know it's hard to believe that, some of the people that we look up to are not worth much. I know. I promise you, I know. But I read a book a long time ago. It was called In My Father's House. If anybody is interested, I was a huge reader. Read this book by Elin Harris, and it's called In My Father's House. And if you read that book, first of all, R.I.P. to Elin Harris, because he mysteriously died some months after this book came out. When you read this book, you'll know why he mysteriously died. But this book tells a whole lot. So now that I'm seeing it fast forward, 10, 15 years later, and all this is coming crashing down, I'm not surprised, because after reading that book In My Father's House, now everybody knows, well, if you don't know, Elian Harris was a very popular author, and he wrote about exposing down low brothers. You're right. Yes, you may say, Jay, you read that stuff. Listen, baby, I want to know what's going on around me. I want to know what these brothers are doing, because I don't want to be sitting up here wasting my best smiles and my best lip gloss and my best lipstick, and they sitting up here flirting with each other right in front of me, and I have no idea what's going on. So I read his books. Yes, I did. I read all of them too, because I needed to know what was going on. And after reading his books, baby, all I can say is everything that is coming out today, baby, listen, I am not shocked. So you can say whomever, whatever celebrity name that they say on there, I'm not even shocked. I'm just not. Again, check it out. Elian Harris, In My Father's House, shameless plug. But I'm telling you, once you read that book and now you start looking at what's going on today, you're going to be able to pinpoint who's who and who's doing what. Now, mind you, this book was written about 15 years ago, because I think, about 10 of it, at least 15 years ago, In My Father's House. And he, again, the author, Elian Harris, he mysteriously died some months after the book was published and released. And again, when you read that book, I air quote mysteriously, because if you read that book, you'll see that, I don't know about his death being mysterious. I don't know, they had no cause of death. It was just like a natural cause of death. And he was a young dude. So I'm just gonna say that, but definitely check out his In My Father's House, and you'll see. But again, if you were there, my thing is this: if Diddy is guilty of whatever he's being accused of, then the people that were there, that were willingly participating, and they were benefiting from the foolishness, you got to go down too. Cedric is saying, excellent book. And who's going to be next too? Tell me about it. And you're right, Cedric, this is too. They said if your friend jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off too. Listen, I used to always say that. I'm like, listen, don't be crazy all of your life. If you're gonna do crazy things, then let it be a crazy ideal that you came up with. Don't sit here and do dumb things just because your friend do it. Because when I put my foot up your behind, listen, I'm gonna be looking for your friend. Is your friend gonna take some of this foot that I'm gonna put up your behind? Is your friend gonna get the other foot? Because if your friend ain't prepared to get the other foot that's coming down on your neck, then I suggest you not listen to your little crazy friends. But I definitely hope that everything works out. Hope that, the victims, whatever that whole backstory is, I'm hoping that, people are brought, the appropriate people are brought to justice. And I'm hoping that the appropriate, you know, situation is taken down. But it's just like, it's so much stuff going on with that. So I always believe that it's definitely much bigger than what the media is exposing to us. It's much bigger than that. And it's much deeper than that. They don't tell. Listen, this is one thing I know about the media. They do not tell us the truth. They tell us little crumbs and pieces of what they want to tell us so that we can be distracted about this raggedy dang on election that's coming next month. So that's why all of this stuff is in the news, because it's a distraction from what we really need to be focusing on. But listen, that ain't this program. But listen, just keep your eyes and ears open, and let's not be so quick to fall for everything that they are putting before us. And when I say they, I mean they, as far as the powers that be, everybody that's putting all these distractions in front of us, and then we just fall for it and act as though like that's just the end all be all. Yeah, this is law. Because some people, let me tell you something, baby, some people will argue you up and down about what news station has the most accurate information. They will argue you up and down. Oh no, all I do is listen to Fox. Fox got the best news, baby. All I do is listen to MSNBC. They don't never be, baby, they all lying. They all work for the same companies. What is you talking about? You getting caught up on emotional, personalities, but they all are by the same company. So I'm just like, listen, I'm gonna let you in whoever they paying you, whatever they telling you over at this station, you know, knock yourself out. But I'm not about to sit up there and go back and forth with somebody that's not a journalist, and you're telling me that this is they got the best news and they don't never be lying. They be checking all the facts, and no, they don't. No, they don't. They just telling a lie that you choose to believe. And the other stations tell a lie that the other people choose to believe. So it's just like they're all lying. You just get to choose which lie you want to listen to, which lie you choose to digest. And for me, I think that that's a personal choice. Whoever you choose to be lied to, and whatever lie is easier for you to digest, who am I to tell you that you shouldn't listen to that? Who am I to tell you that, who am I to try to snap you up out of your zombie land? Who am I? That's not my job. Listen, so if you feel that Fox News, they telling you the truth, knock yourself out. If you feel that MSNBC or whoever else, they're telling you the truth, knock yourself out. I look, okay, you not gonna get no rebuttal from me. Now listen, speaking of rebuttal, you all look, sometimes logging on to social media, I'm gonna tell you all, can I just be honest with y'all for a minute? Sometimes, these people just make my head, I'm not gonna say my head, they make my butt itch, okay? I cannot. So listen, here's the latest foolishness that has been spewed on social media. And I'm hoping that these stories that I am covering, I'm hoping that they are skits. But this lady says, if the husband can't pay the bills, They're living above their means. So if he cannot pay all of the bills, baby girl is saying, listen, we're living above our means. So if you can't afford everything, then we need to downgrade. We need to do something different, because you know what? This is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to take care of our family and to take care of this household. And here's the deal. Yesterday, back yonder in Grandma Day, yes. Before Grandma Day, yes. That would have been a valid statement. The statement would have held some weight. But in today's society, and just with the cost of living and just with everything that is going on, like, ma'am, look, go find you some business. Maybe you don't need a husband. Now here's the deal. If you have a man that is in this category, that he fits this description, then rock out. But I think the bill paying and the 50-50 or the 80-20 and all this other stuff, I think that it's situational. Because I can tell you now, every husband that's out there, every man that's out there does not make enough to support his entire family off of his salary. He probably is just making ends just for himself. Hey Gretchen, how you doing? Hey Pretty Tasha, you're saying exactly. He's probably making just enough to, survive on his own. So now he brings you along. He finds you, listen, and he's feeling you, baby. Let me tell you, them thighs are doing something to this brother. This brother cannot think straight, okay? Because every time you walk in them jeans or them little stretch pants, baby, listen, his little Willie just go crazy, and that's all he thinking with is with Lil Willie. Lil Willie. That's until all the newness wears off. That's until he gets tired of you running your pothole. But the same stuff that you were saying before you guys got serious, but see, now it's getting on his nerve because you're in the house with him now and you're saying it every day, and you just getting on his last good doggone nerve, because you're talking about, if my man can't do this and my man can't do that. I want to know, what are you, as the woman, what are you doing with your finances? What are you doing with the money that you're bringing in? What are you doing? Are you creating a nest egg for your family where he's taking care of all the bills? If he's in position to do that, he's taking care of all of the bills. Now, are you taking care of the family retirement? Are you doing that? Like, what exactly is going on with your finances while he's taking care of all of the bills? Because when I listen to a lot of these women, I'm just like, listen. And a lot of them, listen, I'm a good Christian woman. Listen, first of all, excuse me. First of all, lady, okay, don't be talking about a nice Christian woman. And what was you doing the other day? That man wasn't your husband. What you was doing with that man, that was not Christ-like. If that's not your husband, that was not Christ-like. So you can stop with I'm a good Christian woman. You can stop with that. Okay, we can stop with I'm a Christian. Look, because what you're doing tonight and what you're about to do tomorrow, those are not Christian-like behaviors. So listen, what you did to get that man, that was not Christ-like. That was not Christ. You was not thinking about Christ when you was slobbing on Bob to get that man to come over there and pay all your bills. You was not doing nothing Christ-like. That was not Christ-like, sister. That was not Christ-like. So let's stop that. But we're going to just use this, Christ-like. So it says, listen here, a wise woman builds her house. So when you're listening to all of this blurting out of all of this nonsense, I just look at these women and I'm just like, I really hope that this is just a skit. I really hope that this is something that this person is just creating content so that their channel can grow. I hope that this is not what they are out here really all about, because if they are, we are doomed. We are doomed. Again, like if you're getting with a dude and he's able to do 100% of the household, then that's great. If he's like, listen, we have to do 50-50 because this, and this, then listen, if you're not on board with the 50-50 type dude, then don't get in that situation. Don't get in that situation and then think that, oh, you're going to change it all around when he already knows what he's working with. But my thing is this, let's look at this 50-50, because again, the way that the economy is today, like, again, I mean, some people, we don't want to hear this, but look, if you don't make a certain amount of money, look at how expensive things are getting today. In the next 5 to 10 years, listen, you're talking about 50-50. Listen, in the next 5 to 10 years, we may be back into the old school. Listen, back in the Raising in the Sun. Listen, with a whole family living in a 1-bedroom apartment and all this other ish, because everything is so expensive. It's so expensive. It takes more than one income just to be able to afford the bare necessities. So we better be cool where we are right now with the 50-50, because again, if we look realistically at the trend and where we're going, we're going back to those days. We're going back. We're going back to the days of having to have the whole family live under one roof. So you all better stop complaining about this 50-50, because again, by the time we are up in age, we're going to be sitting up in there. We're going to all be back, and listen, we're going to be in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom studio apartment. It's going to be like 10 people living in 1 bedroom because we can't afford all of this expensive ish. Look at eggs, is already $5 a dozen now. I'm about to be a vegetarian messing around with these people, and it's just me. So let somebody tell me 50%, 50-50. But listen, where you at, boo? You 50-50, okay? But now look, when you're talking about that 50-50, you better be prepared to do. Listen, you cannot have me thinking I'm gonna be working all these hours and out here working all day and side hustling and all this and that, and then come home. I gotta clean up after you. I have to cook dinner and all this and that. No, we're gonna have to equally ration out all of this stuff. Now, if we 50-50, this is what we have to do. Why do we have to split it up? Because it's not fair. If I have a long day at work and you've had a long day at work, it's not fair for 100% of the household work to be on just one person. Now, the reason why it's fine for 100% of the housework to be on the person that's staying at home, because that's your job. You ain't outside bringing home the income. So at least you can, that is your responsibility, is to keep the house, and keep everything in order for the breadwinner. If the breadwinner is the husband, hopefully it is, your house. He shouldn't have to come home to a house that's filthy. He shouldn't have to come home, there's no food, and he know he's working and he's giving you the money to do what needs to be done to take care of the house. His only worry should be going out and working and bringing home the check, and everything else, if you a wise woman, should be taken care of. He should not be stressing about anything. Your job is to make his life. I know I'm gonna ruffle some wigs and some eyelashes with this. Your job is to make his life better. Your job is to make his life easier. That's what your job is. If you are a true partner, if you are a true wife, then that's what your job is. And if you don't like hearing that, then don't get married. Don't become a wife. Leave that man to find somebody else that's going to nurture him and respect him and understand and appreciate what it is that he's bringing and what he's doing for the family. If you're not her, if you're, I not just know he did this and he did. Oh, listen, I'm not for being rude, but fellas, I would be like, shut up. You. That's what I'd be like. Listen, I'd be like, look, because when I be seeing these chicks, I just want to be like, shut up, you. Shut up, you, and you. Shut it up. That's what I want. That's what I would be wanting to tell them. I be wanting to tell these sisters to shut up. Shut up. Please shut up, because you ain't doing nothing but tearing up people's homes because they listening to this nonsense. We got these reality shows trying to make it seem as though, this is the way it's supposed to be. Cedric, you're saying he's supposed to be a provider, not a supporter. There is a vast difference between the two. Facts. Kim, you're saying exactly. And Cedric, you're also saying he provided the money for that. And then LaWan is saying, hey, LaWan, how you doing? Good evening. So again, all of that, yes, I am in agreement with you, Cedric, that he is supposed to be a provider, not a supporter. But if she chose a brother that's only in position to support, then that's what you signed up for. You can't go into a supporting relationship and then expect that things are going to, just turn around and now he's going to all of a sudden have 100% of all of this that wasn't enough before you came along. And oh, God, don't bring no kids that are not his kids to the relationship. And now not only does he have to take care of you, but he's taking care of your kids, which will lead us into our next hot topic. Okay. He's taking care of your kids. But ladies, let me say this. If you are bringing kids into a relationship and this man is taking care of you and your kids, I'm gonna need you to put some respect on these men's names. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna need you to put a little respect on their names. I'm gonna need you to lower your voice just a tad bit or two, an octave or two. I'm gonna need you to lower your voice, because not only are you saying, listen, you got to take me, but now you got to bring in some kids that, listen, he didn't even get the pleasure of skeeting in you to make. He washed his kids down the drain. Those kids came from somebody else. You was swinging off the chandelier with somebody else. Oh, baby. Oh, whose is it? He didn't get the pleasure of saying that. He didn't get a chance to ask you that, because guess what? It was somebody else's before it was his, okay? Listen, somebody else's, okay? So you come with some little broke best friends. You do. We listen. I know we'd be like, oh, I'm a package. Yeah. All of that. Listen, I can say this because guess what? I got a kid too. Somebody else. Listen. Yeah. But I didn't have it twisted like some of us got today. We got it twisted. I'm like, listen, I laid down. I did this. I'm like, listen, this is my responsibility. If I got with somebody and he's like, listen, yo, I'm able to take care of you and your side. Hey, how you doing? I'm going to be nice and kind and sweet. I'm not going to sit up here and make it seem like because I busted wide open for somebody else that these are now your responsibility. They're not. So, ladies, if you're going into a relationship and you're going into a situation and you got kids and they somebody else's kids, let's just go through the women dating, single mothers dating protocol, and what we as single moms, what we are responsible for when we have kids. Because a lot of us, we're not talking about this, but we're going to talk about this tonight. What do you bring when you're entering into a relationship and you have kids and things get serious? Now, and you're getting ready to go to the next level. There's a different set of expectations. So let's just clear up what single mothers need to make sure that they have this in order before you even bring you, and Lord God forbid that you have given birth to Jason and Chucky. Because if you've given birth to Jason and Chucky, please stay single and stay by yourself. Because the only thing that a man should be able to do for you and your kids is perform an exorcism, or as the new movie, The Deliverance. That's all they can do for you and them spawn of Satans. Listen, he is not, listen, I will send you and them demon seeds that you, yes, I did. You and them demon seeds back to wherever corner, whatever, wherever I met you at. That's where I'm going to take you back at, because I'm not going to deal with it. So, ladies, if you got kids and you are going into these relationships and you getting with these men and his life is good and peaceful, and you bringing your you ain't got your kids in order, please don't say nothing to this man about no 50-50. Don't say nothing to this man about nothing until you get your kids under control. Because guess what? That's not his responsibility. Those are your kids. See, a lot of us are messing up our own relationships because we got these little demon, these little nuggets, these possessed little nuggets. And yes, we love them. We probably the only ones that do, because we gave birth to them. But this man does not have to tolerate the disrespect. First of all, you harping on his ear about 50-50. So you got something to say about the 50-50. Then you got the nerve to have some disrespectful, ungrateful kids. Tell you something. All of y'all gonna be homeless, because what you not gonna do is come up in here and disturb my peace. You and your ungrateful, disrespectful, listen, your problems, your baggage, whatever it is, we a package deal. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because not only are you getting out, they getting out too. Hallelujah. Let them use you however he see fit. Lad, you are right. You all are a package deal. You talking crazy about this 50-50 and y'all a package deal? You all must kick rocks expeditiously, because that's what Cedric said. They can kick rocks. That's what you can do. Kick rocks expeditiously. But ladies, you cannot go into these relationships. You know that your kids are disrespectful, and then you disrespectful, and then you ain't got nothing on your own. You don't have nothing. When they say, what do you bring to the table? I'm not a big fan of that question. I'll be honest, I'm not, because I believe that if a man has scoped you out and you have talked and you've had a conversation, they're going to know exactly what you bring to the table. Whether it's just you just bringing sex to the table. Listen, so fellas, don't think that I feel bad for you all that fall for the, man, she just had a fat man. It was looking good in them. Listen, that's what you fell for. You fell for it, your fault. Okay. That's all. I'm not talking about those fellas. So in general, I don't like that. What do you bring to the table type of conversation, that question? Because again, if you are doing your due diligence as a man that is vetting a woman to be in his life, then you will know before you guys even go out what's her potential, and you will realize what it is that she brings to the table if you are taking the time to have a meaningful and engaging conversation up here, these type of conversations, opposed to just jumping straight into doing a horizontal mumbo. Now after the fact, now you want to one, now they done put it on you, done gave you the best kind of fellatio jobs that you like, woo, Lord, I see. Now you see how she got them 2 kids. Now you see. But you're supposed to have all of that. You're supposed to know that, in my opinion, before you even get to that point. But when we're talking about splitting the responsibility, ladies, whatever a man does for you and does for your kids, it should be appreciated. He's not entitled to do anything for you or your kids. You take that entitlement back to the ones that put them babies inside of you. Those are the only people that are entitled to do something for your kids. Those two, the one that's skeeted up in you, that's who's responsible for your kids. Any other man is just a bonus. It's just something added on. It's not their responsibility. It truly is not. So, a lot of us in today's society, we're making it hard for men to even want to be with women that have kids because of our level of entitlement and expectations from the wrong dude. Your expectations are all the way up here for the new dude that you just met. Meanwhile, your baby daddy over there making a whole nother set of families, and you ain't putting no responsibility on him. Lower that and redirect that energy to the appropriate party. Don't come using these new dudes as a punching bag because you don't really have any feelings invested in them yet, because you still trying to get over whatchamacallem, and you still trying to make whatchamacallem mad and all this and that. But as a mother, as a woman, you're supposed to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Stop moving in with these dudes, especially, I'm saying, especially when your kids are bad. Listen, I'm sorry. You don't need to be trying to date anybody. Your kids are bad and they disrespectful. Honey, listen, I'm sorry that you are dealing with that, but you got to find a way to straighten that out and get that together before you try to start figuring out who gonna be your next baby daddy or who the next relationship is. Just like I say, dudes, that if you don't have your finances together, you shouldn't be focusing on dating anybody. The same thing for women. But also, if you're a single mom and you got disrespectful, out of control kids, you don't need to be focusing on that. Look, you got enough going on right now. Jay, I mean, you just need some alone time. You need some me time, and you need to, yes, you do. Yes, you do. But not in the comforts of a man. Listen, go to church, go to Bible class, go somewhere to find some type of outlet. But ending up in somebody's bed with your legs cocked up, that is not where you need to be, because guess what? You got bigger fish to fry. That's them disrespectful kids. You got to get that under control. So you can't listen, you got bad credit, you got somebody else's kids, and you got a nasty attitude, and they got a nasty attitude, and you bringing this all to this man's door and his table, and you think that he's just supposed to sit back and say, okay, man, that man, that horizontal mumble, man, she be right up in there. Listen, that's not the only thing that matters. Like, you're gonna have to come with way more than that. Yeah, she trying to be a pygmy. I'm not no pygmy, because again, I'm a single mom. So I know how it is. I'm not only the president, but I'm also a client. Okay. So I know how it is out here in these dating streets. But I will say this: when my son was coming up and I was out here like the stuff that I'm seeing on social media, like I'm serious. I did not even know that this was real. Like, people were really having these type of situations and conversations, because I've never met a man that did not. And listen, if anybody that knows me know I hate asking for anything. I'm not asking nobody for nothing. Thank God I have never had to do that. But dating these dudes, like, man, I'm like, it was the easiest. Like, I never had a problem getting anything. And I didn't have to ask. I didn't have to put out and all of this. You know why? Because I wasn't making it seem like They were expected to do anything. And again, if I had some underlying expectations of what it is that I wanted, it did not come out in my attitude. It did not come out in my conversation with them. It did not come out in my persona. They got none of that. So if I did say, you know what, I ain't going out with them unless they pay my babysitter, just thinking young and childish. Okay, I could think like that. But guess what? He will never know that. Because again, if I'm acting crazy and talking slick, now I ain't gonna get it. But if I'm a pleasure to be around and he really rocking with me like that and he really feeling me like that, guess what? Whatever it is that I need, he's gonna offer. So, ladies, we can stop all of this. Oh, well, he gotta do this and he gotta do that. Because guess what? If you the chick that he want, you don't have to ask him for anything. You don't have to beg him for anything. You don't have to do any of that. If you the chick that he rocking with, he's gonna make sure you are okay. But if you find yourself in a situation where you gotta cut up and act ugly, just know you not that chick. You not the chick for him. You not. You're not the chick that he's feeling like that, because I promise you, the chick that he wants, the chick that he don't mind losing, the chick that he's going to hold on to, he's going to make sure she is okay in all areas of her life, and she's not going to have to act crazy and do anything, whether she a single mom or not. The chick that these dudes want to hold on to, you're not gonna have to do any of that. Cedric, you're saying I don't need no co-signers if I'm already struggling. And then you're saying they provide. Absolutely. It's just like they're gonna do whatever they have to do. And again, you ain't gonna have to sit up there. Oh, he better get my hair and my nails done. First of all, excuse me. First of all, ma'am, you need to be already able to get your hair and your nails done on your own. That's a you responsibility. You should be able to maintain your own upkeep, because if you can't maintain your own upkeep, you need to focus on leveling yourself up. That's a you problem. Hey Peterson, how you doing? If you need he he instantly, he got to pay $500, he got to pay $100, $120 to get my nails done. He got to get my eyebrows done. He got to get my eyelashes done. He got to get my hair. Listen, if you cannot afford your own upkeep, listen, I'm sorry to hear that stupid ish, okay? You need to go back to, listen, do not pass go. Go back and find you some other skills so you can level up, and then get back out there in the dating realm. But if you're responsible, if you're saying these men have to do all of this, next y'all gonna be saying they gotta buy your clean, get your drawers cleaned and all this other stuff. No, wench, this is your responsibility. Your responsibility. And fellas, listen, I'm gonna tell you, if you are dating a chick and you dealing with a chick that thinks like this, see, this is why y'all need to be having these conversations. Spend a little less time trying to get her and do the horizontal mumbo. Ow, 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 babe. Spend a little less time trying to do that right off the bat. Because if you talk to these chicks, especially these new chicks, y'all, these today people, their conversation is going to reveal, their conversation is going to say a lot about them. But we're not having conversations. We just jumping in, being bent over balconies, and then now we mad. Now you mad because you got her over here with her 5 disrespectful kids living in your 2-bedroom townhouse, and they messing your house up. And now the housing association, they mad. They sending you threatening emails because her little raggedy little snot-nosed little kids running all through the through the townhouse community, and stepping on people's grass and throwing a potato chip bag, all just no home training at all. And I'm not saying that every single mom has untrained kids. This conversation is for the mothers that do have the untrained kids, and they talking about some 50-50, or you got to take care of me and all. Listen, Listen. You brought more than 50% of the problems to the relationship. You bringing 3 people to this man's one person. How dare you talk about some 50%, 50%. Listen, you brought 80%. You brought an 80% situation to this man's life. You got 3 kids. You got 4 kids. You brought, and he got 1. You brought 90%. You brought 90% debt to a 10%, he's 10% over here. So if he leaves you and your 90 over there, this man is going to be solid. So he really don't need you and all the problems that you about to bring up in his house. He really don't need you. But if he got that much love for you and he's saying, you know what, listen, I love her, she a good chick, I rock with her, she rock with me, the least you can do is make sure you level up as a woman. Make sure you doing everything that you can do to make sure this brother's life is peaceable. Again, even if you are now, if you bringing all these kids and all this ish to this man's house, see, this is where the dynamics will change. And I'm going to say, you know what? Yeah, he really shouldn't be doing, you can get off of work and you can come in and you can fix dinner and all this other stuff, because guess what? That 90% of that ish, that's your situation. That ain't on him. When he came home, he can put him a little pizza in. He can stop and get him a little sandwich and dinner for his household. Is good. So now why does he have to upset his lifestyle to accommodate the 90% of ish that you brought into the situation? Why does he have to upset that? I know some people ain't gonna like me, that's okay. That's quite all right. But it is, when we looking at this, and if we're willing to be honest, like, come on, you can't be like, oh, well, he want me to pay 50% of the rent and this and that. And then he wants me to come and he wants me to cook dinner. Those are your rugrats that need dinner. Those are your rugrats, because you'll be real mad and you'll be feeling some type of way if he came home with just some McDonald's for him. See, now you're going to be mad. But see, why does he have to do all this extra when you brought so much more to his table? You brought more than what he had. But if it's just you and him, ain't no kids involved, and y'all 50-50 in it, then yes, he should be 50 in it, because guess what? There's no extenuating situations and circumstances, because guess what? You work and you get off of work, it's your turn to fix food for both of y'all. You get off of work, he get off of work. That's the way it's supposed to be done. But when you get off of work and you got the 4-5 kids, honey, you have to cater. You got to go in there and cater. Going in the kitchen, that's your catering gig. You signed up for that, not him. And you cannot be in this man's house and say, well, he don't never cook. I ain't finna be cooking for him, and he don't never cook. You better baby. Let me tell you, let me come home from work and y'all eating my food, and it ain't no plate for me. Everybody gonna be homeless. Same night, everybody gonna be homeless. Everybody gonna be homeless. You, the dog, the fish, the 2-year-old, everybody gonna be homeless. Pull that dumb ish if you want to. Why does he have to cook all of that? That's your responsibility. I work too. I work just like he worked. Yep. But you did 4 more kids worth of work before you got to him. You brought 4 extra little people with you. So now you've doubled your own workload because you brought all them kids. So that's the least. That's the least you can do. And I know, listen, I know we don't want to hear this. I know we don't. I know we don't, because it don't feel good. It don't, but it's okay, because this is gonna help you stay in a relationship. It's gonna help you make sure that not only you're happy, but he's happy. relationships will lead into our next hot topic. Why are relationships today failing? What is some of the main reasons relationships are failing? They're failing because we're selfish. People in general, we are selfish. We're selfish and we're self centered a lot of the time. We are only thinking about what is good for us. What do we want? What works for us? We're only thinking about that from a me standpoint. That's what we're doing. It's all about me. But when are we going to start caring about what our partners want and what they need? Because if you're still in your selfish phase and your it's all about me phase, I'm cool with that. Like, I don't have a problem with that being where you are in life, but we got to let people know that. Like, we got to let people, I'm still in my just doing me phase and all this and that. Fine, do that. But why are you trying to be in a relationship and you still just in your it's all about me phase? You have to not do that. You have to learn how to, if you are ready to be in a relationship and you ready to be committed, you got to be prepared to be committed and tapped in for not only you but for what makes your partner happy. And so that is a reason why relationships are failing. It's like, if we are in a relationship and it's just all about me, I don't want to know what makes him happy. I don't want to know what she needs. It's all about me. It's all about, no, 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 no. No, it's about us. And communication is going to be a big part of finding out. Listen, what do we need? What do this man need? What do this woman need to make her happy? What does she need to feel respected or feel appreciated in this thing that we call a relationship? What does she need? What does he need in this relationship? Because everybody's needs, they differ. But if we're not communicating, then how do I know what you need? How you know what I need? We just supposed to be a bunch of mind readers. Oh, well, you grown, you done been in a relationship before. Well, yes, I have. But my relationship was that he was not crazy like you are. So I need you to help me, because listen, I'm not picking up. It's a lot of fuzz there. You know what? The fuzz is coming. There's an interruption in the communication because you're crazy and I'm sane and I'm trying to decipher, but I don't speak that level of crazy. That's why we need to communicate, because people think that people are mind readers. And I'll be honest, listen, I am a person that tends to get caught up in thinking that somebody can read my mind. Yes, you all. Yes, I'm guilty of it, you all. Yes, 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 yes. You need to be able to read my mind. And if you cannot read my mind, something is wrong with you. Okay? Something is wrong with you if you cannot read my mind. And it's a lot that goes on. Trust me, if you can read this mind over here, I don't know. I'm scared of you. I wouldn't want to, be dealing with you, because it's a lot of foolishness that goes on over here in this mind. But we have to make sure that we're creating a pleasant environment. We got to make sure that we're pleasant to be around. See, these are the things. When was the last time that you heard somebody say that word pleasant? We are not like this world. We are operating in chaos and foolishness. Like, for real. Like, we operate in pure drama, pure foolishness. Lawan is saying, I don't have to take to you them heathens or that 90% of that bull junkie. I'm good over here. You better tell them again, Lawan. You better tell these chicks that you ain't got to take that bull junkie. You keep them little road runners. Lawan say, you keep your road runners over there with you. I'm good over here. Cedric, you're saying, I can give myself, yes, you can. He said, I can give myself a 5-finger discount to keep my physical self satisfied. If you're not mentally satisfying me, that is a waste of my time. Cedric said, listen, I can wipe my kids off. I ain't got to worry about none of you chicks out here. If you're not bringing peace over here, stay your raggedy behind. I'm feeling the rest for you, Cedric, because I felt like that's what you was gonna say. You stay your raggedy behind over there with your baby daddy or your baby daddies. You stay over there. You keep that bull junkie over there. You keep little Malachi and Chucky and Jason. You keep them over there with your crazy baby daddies, and y'all listen, y'all go somewhere and y'all build y'all a Jeepers Creepers hut or something, but you keep that foolishness over there away from me, because listen, I can take care of myself and wash my kids down the drain. I got to be dealing with all this. That's what Cedric said. So I was just trying to fill in the rest of what I felt like I was channeling Cedric's energy. He also says that, and my time is the most important thing in my life because I can't get that back. Deep Coco has said, say it ain't so. Hey, Deep Coco, I'm not sure. Say what ain't so. You know, I done probably said about 10,000 things. But at the end of the day, if we are not communicating, if we are not creating pleasant environments for our relationships, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? If your partner cannot find peace with you, in you, what are we doing? That's both men and women. If we can't find peace in each other, that's why relationships are failing, because you so full of negative foolishness. You so full of, you know, housewives energy. You so full of this these new chicks type. You so full of that type of energy, and you're tearing up something that could possibly be good, especially when you bring in kids to the table. Again, this is not beat up on single moms, because again, I'm a single mom. I done went through the trenches, but these trenches that the people are going through today, these trenches are different, because I didn't see these type of trenches when I was coming through the ranks raising my son. I didn't see this foolishness. So a lot of this foolishness, I think, is attitude based, and because we have let down, you know, a lot of the old ways of life. We have let down a lot of our standards as far as having morals and, you know, integrity and things. Like, we don't even say those words, are not even a normal part of our vocabulary today. But we got to go back to that, because that's part of one of the some missing ingredients from relationships and why they're failing. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
This ain't a regular love, babe. It's that waking out your sleep with me massaging your feet, babe. It's that anything you want, I'm only here to please you, baby. You're in my command, hey. Your kiss sends me a shot of dopamine. Oh no, I never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, baby. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, baby. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure, for sure. I don't feel it's a one night stand. It's that look you in your eyes. Say love in paradise. Our one life stand. It's that sweep you off your feet. Give you everything you need. Love. That's what I'm feeling. It's that don't pick up the phone, cause we wanna be alone. Love. And I never thought I'd feel this way, then you came along and proved me wrong. Oh, no, I never had an interest until I met you. And I don't know if it's real, or is it just a phase I'm going through? But I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, lady. We don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure. Since you came in my life, I see so clearer now, yeah. You're so special.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I'm your host, Jay. It's just me. But listen, sitting next to me, we got Chandler.
Hey.
Esthetician.
Ooh.
Mother of a group of cool dudes.
Hey, y'all.
And a little lady.
Whoa.
Oh, you must be. She ain't in trouble this weekend.
She ain't been in trouble in a while. She all right. She cool. I guess, being six brought something else. She is in her diva. Ooh, she is in full diva mode.
Guys, we got Lady Lotus here. Guys, how you doing today?
I am amazing. I made it through traffic. Ooh, Chicago. Why y'all keep blowing horns? Stop blowing horns.
Because that means they got something they want to get off their chest.
I got something to put on their chest. I wish that they would remove horns from cars. I'm sick of people blowing their horns for no reason.
No, we need them.
You don't. You must be an angry horn blower. Just like that blowing your horn for no reason.
No, I don't blow my horn because I don't be wanting nobody. Listen, I assume everybody gonna bust out and start shooting. So I definitely do not be blowing no horns. I just, I'll be like, listen, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let the person, if somebody behind me blowing horn, baby, I'll be like, oh shoot, let me put this car or lean the seat back because I'm just like, I don't want no.
It's always the car that's 4 cars behind blowing their horn because they're in a hurry and don't even know what's going on in front of them, in front of us.
And I'll be like, that's them back there.
This man clearly almost fell off his bike. Now, we sorry that you can't see that this man fell off his bike, but why is you blowing your horn at me? Don't yell at me from your car.
Right. I'm trying
to let the old lady cross the street and you blowing your horn at me.
Now, sometimes I'll be like, listen, Miss Ethel, now you know that this light just turned green. Why are you trying to cross Central and Madison? Why are you trying to cross right there?
Leave Miss Ethel alone. She is the pedestrian and she has the right
But
way.
it's not at 6 p.m.
You don't remember when I used to always say that and just cross the street? That's why I leave people alone because I just be going across Chicago Avenue. I am the pedestrian. And I have the right way.
Not at 6 p.m. No, you got to know when that rule applies to. I'm just a pedestrian. You got to know when to use that rule and when to get your end out the way. In certain streets, you just cannot be just a pedestrian, but that's just me. But guys, listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all 3. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. Go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe us there. That's the J Spot Radio. And then go to TikTok, like and follow us there. The J Spot, Jaye. Turn on the notification bell for all platforms. Listen, you all, I really need you guys to go flood our YouTube. It's too many of you all for us not to have our 1,000 subscribers. So I need you all to go there because I have exclusive shorts. And listen, I'm on YouTube. I'm exposing a whole different side of me. I'm gonna let y'all into the other personality because I got about 2 or 3 of them.
I think it's more than that.
Probably. But this is just the one that you all get to see. But on the YouTube channel, you're going to get to see everybody that lives up here. Yes, I do know that the professionals are looking for me. Yes, I already know that once they catch me, they got a white straight jacket with my name on it. But until then, y'all can catch me on YouTube, the J Spot Radio. Go and subscribe. Listen, help us get monetized so that we can create more off the chain content because listen,
And really get into this
and just
content
really
creator.
just get into it, because that is going to be the primary force, where we're going to start. Everything is going to be there. So everything is going to be on our YouTube channel. So anything, any new uploads, any new videos, shorts and reels and everything, it will be on our YouTube channel. So be sure you go there to subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. Now listen, guys, we have been having a great show, a great conversation. Now listen, we're going to go ahead on and add right on to it, because it has been some, listen, it's always some foolery. And I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. And when I saw this post, I said, oh my God. I said, I just had to, because again, we are just in a day and time where some people are just doing too much. So here's the deal. This lady, she makes a video and she said that this man invited her out to dinner and now he does not want to pay the tab. But let me tell you what this silly rabbit did. Because see, I wouldn't have paid the tab either.
Uh-oh.
This chick, she ordered 6 different meals on the first date. You heard me right.
Not appetizers.
Not appetizers. 6 full different entrees on the first date. And she had the nerve to be surprised that the man didn't pay for the food that she ordered. Again, I would have, listen, I can't even begin to tell you the level of petty that would have come from me. But first of all, let me just ask you all this. What do you guys think? Was this man wrong for not paying for all 6 of her entrees? She ordered 6 entrees on the first date, and she had the nerve to be surprised that this man did not pay for the entrees.
I'd have ate my food and walked out and left her sitting right there.
I would have had them pack my food up so I can go, because I would have had to reach over, because the moment she starts sitting up here looking crazy and looking at me like I'm finna pay, I would probably have to knock her out the chair.
I would have asked her, why are you ordering all this food? You never been outside before?
So she says that she says she does that all the time. She likes to see, she never knows what she's gonna want.
Well, you do that on your bill.
That's all I'm trying to say.
On your time.
All I'm trying
you
to say.
You don't eat all that food when you outside with that man. You don't let him know you eat that much food.
And she didn't really even eat it. She just had all the stuff. So he started feeling like she was ordering stuff just to take with her. And he's just like, well, if you felt like that, why you didn't just say that? Maybe he would have felt differently about it. Maybe he would have, not had a problem with it. But I'm just like, we got to do better. Like, ma'am, and I hope that it was a skit, because we have a lot of stuff that's coming out. So you really don't know if it's real or not. So I'm hoping that it was a skit, because if it was not, ma'am, that's just a bad look. Like, it shows that you are uncouth. First of all, yes, I said it. See, that's why I miss my grandmama and I love elderly women. Elderly Black women, because baby, the words, the phrases that they have, baby, they would been cussed you and called you silly without even saying the word silly. See, that's how you get those creative phrases. You have to listen to these seniors, because they have a lot of wisdom, a lot of them, and it'll help you, put this silly type of woman, this silly woman, this silly Jezebel in her place.
This heifer. She probably was a high yellow heifer too.
Yes.
Little heifer. Grandma just sat down there. Now look at this baby ordering all this food. No, you gonna eat all that, because you not wasting none of that food. You gonna eat it all.
That's right. Deep Coco is here. Trifling. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Erasimus, I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Saying LOL. Cedric is saying LMAO. Yes. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, you go outside, you just gonna show this man that you poor, broken, starving. You just gonna go out there. You just gonna reveal to this man that you on Section 8. Why you gotta go doing all that? Now you just done missed out on a blessing. You know why?
Home training.
None whatsoever. That's why you probably can't. You probably a chick like this. You know what? She owe her mama money.
The bad thing is she one of the ones that is the leader of how women act. Don't use her to say that's how we act.
Please don't,
Please
because
don't
we
use
do not
her
act like
as
that.
the example of you just want somebody to take you outside to eat. You don't even want to be with me.
And I ain't even gonna lie, she definitely made us look bad. I mean, she definitely sent us back a couple of pegs with this foolishness right here. Ma'am, please do not do this. So if you are going on a date and you're dating these dudes, going out, even if it's for the first time, who cares if you don't like him? Okay, so you agreed to go out. So at least act like you got some sense and make it through the first date. And then if you decide that, listen, this did not work out for me, I didn't like this, I didn't like him, don't go back out.
Right.
But you don't have to sit up here and try to order everything, 6 entrees. If she did that, see, this is where, when you reside on Petty Island, this is where this comes into play. I would be like, if she started ordering all them entrees, I'd be like, come here, waiter. Right now, let me just do this. Let's split the bill right now. You can give me my bill for my meal or my drink right here. And then whatever else she's ordering, you can put that on her tab. But this is all I had. And she looked, what you mean? You heard what I said. This is all your stuff. So you ain't gone back. You ain't gone back. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. If you wanted to experience a wide variety of food, you should have said that, and I would have took your end to the buffet. That's what we would have went. We could have been to the buffet. Now, anyone that listen, I don't do buffets, to each his own,
No, ma'am, no ham, no cheese. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm down for a good buffet. It gotta be a clean. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all who had the good buffets, and I ain't been since COVID, so I don't know if they still have them. But those casinos. See, you just said no, ma'am, no ham. Now, see, I knew I was
talking. I'll do a buffet.
Yeah.
I'll do a buffet.
Man, what was that?
I like food. I love food. And food love me.
Where was that at? I think it was one. They used to have the seafood buffet, and the ambiance was just so beautiful. Oh my God, you felt like you were at a 5-star restaurant.
I haven't been to a buffet. In a long time, since I went to one in Vegas. This was way before COVID.
Man, we used to go to the buffet for the seafood buffet all the time. We used to go, but like I said, this was way before COVID. But again, I'm down. Listen, my thing is this: find you somebody that's gonna be fun and have, just be down to earth. But again, guys, I blame this chick, her behavior. I blame this on you. You did not properly vet her. Okay, I'm sorry. He said his name is Erasmus. I'm sorry. Thank you for breaking it down for me, Erasmus. I got you now. But this was this dude's fault for how you end up with this chick. How did you end up on a date with her? Because you did not talk to her. You did not have a proper conversation with her, because she was a very pretty young lady.
He had the proper conversation. She just knew how to hide that.
No, if he asked in the right questions, but see, he got mesmerized by all of the exterior because she was very pretty.
I don't think there are any amount of questions that a man could ask me to prepare him for me to, how do I say this? For him to have to get aid out of a house and a home. Because see, my mother would tell a boyfriend, you rather buy that girl some clothes than feed her.
But see,
there is no amount of questioning that is going to prepare him that he can ask me, except for me saying, I love food and food love me. But that's not telling you when we go out, I'm going to eat my whole plate of food, my appetizer and my salad.
But that's one thing. You can eat your food and all this, but to be low budget, it's something. And this was low budget to have 6 different entrees. Wait, Deep Coco says she bet she had a BBL.
She had on one of them tight waist trainers.
Yeah,
too,
I'm
about
telling
to
you,
kill her.
and brothers, and y'all just be, and I'm so sorry that y'all be falling for this foolishness because listen, we can squeeze them stomachs in, we can squeeze everything. Listen, I'm not squeezing nothing in because I need to be able to breathe. Talk, listen, y'all know I get choked up in 2.5 seconds, get choked up real quick. But you know, she was very pretty. And if you not listening to her conversation, he want to FaceTime. She FaceTime and she got them tatas, them bald tatas that looking hard like they been pumped with steroids. She got them bad boys out. And he ain't paid attention to nothing else.
He just talking
so
right
she
there.
Talking, and she know how she laying down, angling it and doing all this, and got the lip gloss on. Baby, listen, because y'all so easy to trick up. A lot of you all are easy to trick. And I'm sorry. Y'all gotta start thinking with y'all upper chakra. Y'all thinking a lot of time
upper chakra.
And y'all spend a lot of time in that lower chakra region, and then that's how y'all get caught up in these situations. Then y'all be mad at us. We ain't all do it, brother. You failed. You was down there in the lower chakra.
You know, for the okie doke.
It ain't our fault.
Orders.
But if you all entrees, 6 entrees. But if you was listening, then she gonna tell you, because listen, low budget chicks like this, they brag on ish like this. They'll tell you, they tell on themselves. They tell you what this dude done did for them because they wear it as a badge of honor. Low budget, LB, low budget is what it's right there. They got it tattooed right. You think it stands for LB, Lil B? No, that stands for low budget. L boogie, low budget. That's what it stands for. That. And if you all are not paying attention, you are going to miss it. You are going to miss the whole low budget vibe because you got caught up over some boobs and, you know, a thick butt. So just please be on the lookout for this type of foolishness because you know what? It ain't right, you all. It ain't right. And I don't like that you all fall for it, but y'all can't fall for it and then come back and start posting these women ain't nothing. No.
That low budget chick you picked.
The BBL that you fell for ain't much. That's who ain't much. The BBL that you fell for, brother, that's who not much. That's like when they be like, women, they're like, these dudes ain't much. No.
That the man that you chose.
Right, the gray jogging pants that had you tricked up, and you just kindly, ignored the fact that he got 12 baby mamas back here. You ignored all that. Listen, no, that was you. Okay, so we're going to stop blaming this on everybody. That was you. Now, listen. Speaking of that was you, what do you all think about this? Because I feel, and again, I'm hoping that this was a skit. I really hope that it is. So this lady, she's a mother. So she brings her teenage son to his girlfriend's father's house and she confronts the father. Because the father snatched her 16-year-old son up out of his house because he caught him laying in the bed with his daughter. So the father snatched him on out. So the mother goes to the house with the son and she steps to this grown man like she was a grown man and told this man he better not ever put his hands on her son again or else.
You know she didn't say her son. She said on her baby.
Whatever she called this
crime, she said, don't put your hands on my baby.
Whatever she called this spirit, she stepped to this man. And I'm like, first of all, ma'am, with all, and he was, you could tell he was older than she was. So I'm like, first of all, I'm hoping again that this is a skit because there was so many different things that was so wrong with this scenario. So first of all, how do you go you come to my house talking crazy? I don't condone violence against women, but like they did back in the day, you know how you say something before you even finish it out, grandma does backhand you. I would have I would have popped the water out of her. She would have listen, I would right in the mouth. It would have been a punch. You know how grandma that backhand, that Mississippi,
that smooth
one, just
quick.
That's it.
Who hit me?
And close the door.
How many of them was it?
Just close the door. Just close the door. That's it. Because you're not going to come to my house loud talking me and all this other foolishness. You're not going to do it. Cedric saying that was real. He didn't check his daughter either. I didn't see the whole video on what happened beforehand. So if he checked his daughter or not. So I don't know. I didn't see if it was more to the video. But just based upon the mother's behavior, I'm just like, yo, like you could see this is like you're condoning this. My thing is, I don't see anything wrong with what the father did because he did not physically hurt the boy. He didn't jump on the boy. He didn't do anything. He snatched him up as he should and put him out of his house. So, and here's the thing. I always thought that this made me think about raising teenage boys. And they, listen, baby, they horny little toads. I mean, baby, listen. These some horny little toads. So I remember telling my son, I had an honest conversation with him. I said, listen, you going through all these hormonal changes and all this other stuff, which is what they say, your little bug just getting hard and all, he just, I was not the mother for, I was not easy on the ears, but I wanted to always have that line of communication open because you know what? Everything is real. They going through those changes and you need to have a conversation with them. So I'm like, your love might become everything, all the old school stuff that the old schools used to say, your love coming down and all this other stuff. Yes, all of that.
I didn't have none of that. All I did was say, if I catch you up in my house with some fast-tailed little girl, I'm going to throw a bucket of cold water on both of you. No questions asked. And guess who got caught? Your little light-skinned friend up in there with the little snow bunny. I said, I went straight to the kitchen. That's it. It's just, I bet you both of them was at my house. I bet you she ain't never came back. I woke up and go get your mama. I don't care who you go get. The FBI, the federales, it's a village around here. That father did what he was supposed to do. He was a part of the village. Because if your son had to got on up in there and made a baby, you'd have really been mad. You would have really been crying. And then you want to go over here and act like an ignorant little gal and had that man just tap on her forehead real quick, then he would have been wrong. Y'all don't go to people's houses and start this stuff because you don't know what's up in their house. You don't know. You don't know. That's what people come up out of bag on you.
Right.
Don't go to people's house.
And see, and my thing is, so what I told my son was, and I always told it to him from actually this perspective, because I'm like, yes, we have a lot of fatherless young ladies in our community. I said, but also let me tell you about what's going to happen if you run up on a little girl and she got her father because he went to a private school. So I mean, it was a lot of family, like it's mom and dad's in the house. Like it was a lot of mom and dad situations, when he was growing up in school, in grammar school, high school. So it's like you saw a lot of the family things. And so I'm just like, listen, if you dealing with these girls that got fathers, a lot of times they are different than the little girls that don't have a father in their life.
Right.
I said, if you run up on these little girls and you go to somebody's house and I'm thinking you in school and he snatched you up,
you snatched
up. Because I'm telling you now, like, you got to be listen, baby, you be better off jugging her under the bleachers or taking her in the alley somewhere, but you better not step foot in these people's houses. And so it's just unfortunate that we have this, this type of stuff because it's like, you should be teaching your son. So instead of running up and like being disrespectful and cussing this man out and fighting this man, you should be teaching your son. Like this is a teachable moment for your son. Deep Coco is saying she wouldn't have ran up on another single mother like that. No, she sure would not. She sure would not have, but she did that because, like I said, she knew that he was an older gentleman, and that's why she did that. But I'm just like, what kind of example are you setting for your son? So now he just saw you jump on this older man. Now, first of all, he's going to feel like, okay, whatever he does, wrong, right, wrong, or indifferent, you're going
you got
to
his back.
And that was totally unnecessary, and it was totally uncalled for. But as mothers, we got to make sure that we're not condoning. We love our babies. Yeah, but listen, when your baby is the spawn of Satan, you got to also understand, listen now, I have Rosemary's Baby. See, that one, that pink woman, she recognized that the devil had possessed her baby. She knew that. We have to know.
Just say that pink lady.
We have to know when something is not right with our kids. Yeah, you carry them.
You something. I don't care who I know ain't right. I bet you they know I ain't right either. They know I'm not right. And they know don't test me, don't play with me, don't do it. Here she come, run. Your oldest one, he gonna let you know if my mama come, I'm running chicken. You better run too. I will leave you if my mama come. And that's just, having all of those boys, and it's just me. It was, I didn't have the opportunity to be mommy and dainty. I had to put on that tough girl, I'm gonna fight you. You ain't gonna grow up because if what I seen in my eyes was young men growing up and trying to hit their mamas and disrespect their moms. I love you. I care about you. We're going to hang out. We're going to eat food together. I'm going to teach you how to treat a woman. I'm going to be the example that you need so that you can respect women. Because when boys don't respect their mamas, they go out into this world and they don't have no respect for little girls. So that little boy, whether it didn't go right or not, that was a teaching lesson and a respect lesson. Because you shouldn't have had that. You should have had more respect for yourself to know not to go in another man's house and lay up in no bed with his daughter. You should have been downstairs on the couch,
like he
in
said
a chair,
in
the kitchen, sitting at the table. But you want to be sneaky, young man. And some of these little boys, no matter who their mom is, they gonna try, but you gonna learn today.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm just like, listen, these people
come in my house. Ooh, little Farsha go, ooh. They ain't even gotta be scared of her daddy. It's me. Y'all gotta be scared of. Y'all better say, if y'all know a little girl named Farsha and her mama light-skinned and her name Lady Lotus, stay away from her daughter. Because the mama worse than the daddy. Because I'm gonna call all 7 of her. Because
that's what I'm about to say.
And one of the brothers is his spirit. I'm calling his spirit on you.
I'm like, cause I'm like, especially her daughter. I'm like, you ain't got to worry about the mama. This girl,
you got to worry about
the daddy, the mama.
No.
She got a group of. Listen,
I'm worse than her brothers. I'm first.
She got all baby bad. Listen, y'all better start doing.
And
y'all
don't let me call all her TTs.
don't because you're gonna get caught. It's just not a good sight. But we have to definitely do better, and we got to make sure that we are setting the right example for our kids and not condoning this bull junkie. Now, speaking of condoning and bull junkie, now tonight we're talking about how your past shapes you. Because we've been talking about a lot of family issues and girls growing up without their fathers and versus growing up with your father and having kids out of wedlock and being a baby mom and all of this and that. So everything that we have experienced in our lives to the point where we are today at this present moment has shaped us in some shape, form, or fashion. Everything that we have been through, it constitutes to what we believe. It contributes to how we feel and how we react. And a lot of time, some of our life experiences, people have been through some things, been through the ringer or two. And it has left a lot of us damaged. A lot of people are damaged goods. You out here, you trying your best to just hold on to what's left of your sanity. You're trying to hold on to what's left. Now, when I talk about and when I say damaged goods, I'm referring to the emotional and mental state. Like some of us have been through so much stuff in relationships and even childhood. And it has left a stain on our hearts, and it's left a stain on our minds mentally, and it affects how we act, it affects how we behave, it affects how we move forward in relationships, especially when it comes to traumatic situations that have gone unaddressed. Now, a lot of times, listen, we don't want to, I don't want to put the white man in my business, and but you know what? Sometimes you got to put some people in your business. You just have to, because if you don't, you're going to continue walking around being damaged. Now, what are a few things that you think that will shape a person's past and affect them today in their present life? Like, what are some things that you think may call, whether it's negative or positive, what do you think are some things that would affect how a person moves forward and how their past has shaped them?
It's so much. Feeling unworthy on the negative side, feeling unloved on the positive side, spoiled,
Very.
entitled,
And and I'm going to piggyback, and absolutely. So according to an online source, here are a few signs and a few things that shape a person's past and that will cause them to behave and exude damaged goods energy. They have trust issues. Someone is always cheating on them in their opinion, or are constantly doing them wrong. Now, if you are that person, every relationship that you have been in, they cheat. You ain't never seen them.
Dirty dog.
Ain't never caught them.
My intuition told me.
But you got this feeling. You sleep minding your own business. You wake up, he over there with Teresa. I know it. Like, where did you get the name Teresa from? I know that's what her name is. That's what I saw in my dreams. I saw the T today. I saw the dream. Had a dream about the H last week and the E. So I put it all together. So that's what her name is. My spirit ain't never wrong. Got those type of things going on. Low self-esteem. You always need someone to validate or go through extreme measures to get attention. You all, these BBLs, I really believe that these BBLs is definitely, and these women getting these BBLs, I really think that that's a part of having a low self-esteem. I really do. I really think that it's gotten so, yes, I know back in the day, women were getting surgery and, all this in nose jobs, mainly celebrities, but it was always something discreet and they kind of just gradually slid it in on you. Baby, today, these women, they get out there and they are getting just everything, the biggest everything to be noticed. Everything, like from the breast to the butt, it has to be the biggest. They wear the jiggliest, everything. And to me, I think that that's a sign of low self-esteem. And because you're doing that so that you can get attention, so that you can feel validated, because that was something that you did not get as a kid. I think that people that got praise and validation from their parents and their family, I think that they're well-rounded people. I don't think that they're people that you don't need all that. Like, you're going to be fine whether somebody tell you that you look good or whatever, because you were brought up in that type of environment. But these people today, likes and shares, that's what they're seeking. That's how you seek your validation. That's how you seek your self-worth. Hey, Amber, how you doing? Cedric has said how a person was mentally and physically treated. Absolutely. So if you were brought up being praised by your family, then, you're one way. But if you were brought up and your people tore you down, you ain't good enough, you ain't nothing, you look like your no good daddy, you ain't nothing, I can't stand, you just as stupid as you want to be, you worthless, you can't do nothing right, all those type of, come here B, sit your B, all of those things. And little kids, it's just like all of that is just it's soaking here and here. And each time you call them that, each time you say something negative to them, you're tearing them down. So now you got a 30-year-old that still has the scars in the wombs from that 10-year-old, that 8-year-old that has been damaged here, because yes, I've changed on the outside here and here, but nothing has changed here and nothing has changed here. So I'm still psychologically and emotionally operating as that 8-year-old that was scorned, as that 10-year-old that was scorned. And we wonder why people are doing the things that they're doing, because your past has molded you and it shaped you to who you are. And I don't think any of us are any exception. So that's why it's just like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to take a step back. And I like to say this because especially for we as Black people, we got to know it's okay to go talk to somebody. We have to. Yes, I know we want to talk to Medea and we want to talk to Bishop Slewfoot, and all those are fine, in its place. But sometimes you got to talk to somebody that has an MD or some type of degreed letters behind their name, because some ish is just too heavy for you to be able to discuss with Bishop Slewfoot or or Medea. It's some issues are just too much, and you need listen, some of us have a special kind of issue that requires a special kind of touch, and that can only be from somebody that wear a white jacket.
They don't wear white jackets no more.
What they wear? See, I ain't been to a few appointments.
They wear their regular clothes, man. They look just like us.
No, I need somebody
just
that got.
Find the one that fits you. You have to interview therapists the same way you would interview somebody you dating. You got to make sure y'all are fit. Because if you ain't a fit, it ain't going to be right. And it's going to make you turn around and I won't do this.
And that is so true. And it's just like, but you got to utilize your resources. You got to be open to and accept and just, you know what? I'm not okay. Man, I've been through a lot of things and I need somebody to talk to. I need some help. Ladies, a lot of times, listen, we are conditioned to be superwoman. We got to hold the family. We got to hold our family together. We got to hold this family together. We got to do all of this. We have to be the superheroes. But we also got to understand and know that it's okay to need some help. It's okay to just say, you know what? Listen, I don't have it together today. I need a moment. I need to just regroup because it's too much going on. And it could be too much. It could be your past coming in, just like sometimes it just comes and it makes you feel so heavy. And you're like, Dad, I was having a good day. Didn't nobody do nothing to me in the present, but
it's triggers. Something could trigger you. A smell, a car, a word that somebody said could trigger. And that little kid automatically comes back.
And we got to know when it's like, you know what? Listen, okay, I can't keep pushing this out the way. I can't keep ignoring this. I can't keep acting like nothing is happening, nothing is going on. I need to address this. I need to just acknowledge that, listen, whatever happened to me in the past or whatever I've experienced, whether it has been my fault or if I was just an innocent person in the situation, whatever it is that has happened, it shapes the way we move today. Some of us have been so beat up by these relationships that it's just like, you know what? Some of us just need a relationship time out. Some of us have never taken a break from dating or being in a relationship because we don't want to be alone, because you don't want to face yourself. So it's always good to have a distraction around so that you don't have to really focus and deal with what's going on internally. So you need this guy, you need this guy, you need this chick, you need this chick. But at some point, you just got to sit back and say, you know what? Man, I just got to take some time for myself. I just got to heal. I just got to read. I have to collect my own thoughts. I got to work on myself. And I know sometimes that sounds like a cliche, but once we really start doing the work to work on ourselves, we're going to see a lot of things. Some things that you like, some things that you may not like, but we got to work. And in order to not have our past continue to shape our future in a negative way, we got to start addressing and tackling those things. We got to start tackling the past hurt. We got to start tackling the past pains. We got to start tackling, why do we stay in relationships longer than we should? Why do we enter into relationships that we know good and doggone well that we should not be in? Why do we enter into those relationships? What makes us stay? You know, she's still out there messing with her baby daddy, the third baby daddy, but you still sticking around. You know that he out there cheating and doing God knows what with God knows who, but you still there. You'll tear up his stuff, but you still come back. Listen, please stop tearing stuff up. Just stop tearing stuff up. If you're going to leave, leave. If you're going to stay, stay. If you're going to confront them about cheating and you decide to stay, don't confront them. Please don't. I'm just saying, because the moment you confront them about cheating and then you stay, you have given them free reign to cheat without any consequences, because they know that you're not going to do nothing but cuss them out and act crazy, but you're going to still stay. So until you decide, like, you know what, yo, I'm done. Like, I find out she cheating, she out of there. I'm done. I'm not dealing with this. What do you think about that? Like, if they find out somebody cheating on them?
Shoot, I don't know. Don't ask me. I ain't the advocate. I always stayed. I prayed to God, please tell me if he cheating on me, Lord. Send me a sign. If you send me a sign, God, I'ma leave him. I get the sign. I get it every single time. I don't want to be by myself. I don't want my kids to call nobody else daddy. I don't deserve nobody else better than them, and I stay. But now, if you ask me that today, deuces, peace, I'm out.
Right.
It's different when you young and you dumb and you just feel like love is everything. You don't understand that love is a 4-letter word. It's an emotion. It's not your heart pumps blood and all these other things. It's the emotion like any other emotion. You mourn the loss of the relationship and you do what Jay-Z said. On to the next one.
And you know what? And speaking of like on to the next one, like people, can get so comfortable in relationships. And just to piggyback on what you just said, they make you feel like you don't deserve anybody else, or like nobody else will love you, especially like if you have a certain number of kids. Some of these manipulators, that's what I like to call them, because that's all they are, manipulators and abusers. They will mentally abuse you and tear down what's left of whatever was left of your self-esteem. They'll tear it down to keep you right there where they want you. Oh, you got all these kids. Yo, hoo-ha ain't worth much. Ain't nobody else gonna want that. You done had 10 kids. Ain't nobody finna want you. And you like, it's garbage. It's this. But why you still here?
See, for me, it's more along the topic. You know what we talking about? That damage. It's more of the damage that make you stay because we got abandonment issues because my daddy wasn't here, or you know, I feel abandoned by people who died. You know, I didn't look at it like, oh, this person was old or they were sick and something happened. As a kid, you just feel like you left me and I need you. So when you deal with all of that damage stuff, a lot of that, which we don't understand till we get older and we talk to somebody in the white jacket, that you're staying in these relationships because of some trauma or damage from when you was little. Well, I don't want my kids calling nobody else daddy because I had to call somebody else daddy. I'm just going to endure what I got to endure. It'll get better, you know, or even I thought about things like, you know, women, excuse me, y'all, women always step up to the plate. It's like, I take that back. Some women go ahead and step up to the plate and said, I had this child. I have to be the parent. I have to be the adult. And we got to wait for the boys to catch up to us. And they normally, I feel like, don't catch up all the time. So you stay, he gonna catch up. Going out there and playing them streets, just don't bring nothing home. We young and we trying to figure it out. But then all I'm doing is molding you into being a piece of crap. I'm molding you into thinking that what your behavior is okay because I'm closing my eyes. I'm acting like I don't see it. I'm acting like I don't see you come in the house and take a shower, or I don't smell you, you know. And we create all of this new trauma, new dysfunctional family behaviors, and we think that it's okay. And when you get older, you look back, and I realize, for me personally, a lot of my behaviors and decisions that I was making came from something that happened when I was a child. It was never one of them that made me feel worthless or like you're all I deserve. It was something with childhood that made me feel like I'm here. Now, having kids ain't got nothing to do with nobody. I like that thing, and you know what I'm saying? I just got pregnant on birth control pills. I got pregnant on Depo. Say what y'all want to say. Nah, I got pregnant.
And see, and it's like, it's so crazy because again, you have that type of situation, and then you have, like I say, some, you know, some of us, we enable and we justify, you know, a dude's bad behavior. Like, you can't sit up here and you know good and doggone well that he is trash. Like, you know, he treats you like trash, especially like if you can acknowledge it to somebody, but then you find yourself justifying their behavior so that your friends or your people don't look at you like you crazy. Well, you know, they not always like that. You know, they just, you know, they good underneath all of that. You know, she just been hurt a lot. He been hurt a lot. Just because you've been hurt a lot don't give you the right to hurt me and to walk all over me.
Right.
And that's the gist of this for tonight. Don't let your past keep you in unhealthy relationships and unhealthy situations. You got to know when to say when that relationship, when you feel like, man, you know, you get to the point where you feel like giving up. Why do you feel like giving up on life? Because of what this person is mentally saying and mentally doing to you. Why don't you give up on that relationship? Why don't you give up on that individual? And see how different you feel? But we can't, a lot of times we can't give up on it because we've seen people in our family stay in these toxic situations. So we've been taught you don't turn your back on your family.
We don't know no
This
better.
your family. You don't know, but let me tell you, I'm here to tell you today.
You better find your peace.
Yeah, you better. Whether it's right, whether it's by yourself, because baby, let me tell you, I will leave a big mansion and go live in a 1-bedroom shack
for my peace.
To make sure I'm okay and my kids are okay. I will live by myself. But we got and let me say this. That's not an easy move to make.
No, it's not.
I will never sit up here and say, oh, You just get up and leave, and you got no. You got to plan that move, but you got to do it for you. You got to know at one point, you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and say, you know what? If you like what's looking back at you and you're happy with that, that's a good place to be. But if you can't look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, and you can't look at you and say, you know what, man, I rock, I got this. If you ain't feeling, if you can't pump you up, think about it.
If you can't
pump you up,
can't nobody else do it.
What are they? So you beating yourself down. Well, if I just lost a little bit more weight, maybe he'll stop.
No, he ain't.
If I just did this a little bit more, if I just get a little freakier with him, like he be asking me to, you done been. Listen, you done did. Listen, you done did all
acrobats you can do.
You done did all the threesomes, everything that they ask, and you still getting treated the same way. Matter of fact, they start treating you worse now after these threesomes because they know you don't have any self-esteem. Now they know they can do any and everything to you, say any and everything to you.
Probably having side relationships with them threesome people.
And you know that they have, because they done brought you something back 12 times, and you just, they not gonna keep being like that. They not gonna keep being like that. But they will keep being like that until you get in position where you say, you know what? I have to love me more than I love anybody else. I have to start all of this good love and this good energy that I'm giving to people. I have to start giving that to myself. We have to start giving that to ourselves. And sometimes some of us have to teach ourselves. Some of us have to learn how to love ourselves. But it's okay. Start today. It's never too late. Stop putting everybody else's well-being and their feelings above yours. Stop putting what other people want above what you want, above what you need. Start prioritizing yourself and stop feeling guilty about it. Because guess what? If you're not okay, nothing is going to be okay. If you're not in order, nothing else will be in order. So let's switch that thing around. Let's not let our past shape us negatively, but let's learn from it. Let's grow from it. Let's grow in love. Let's grow in good health mentally. Let's grow in good health emotionally. But most of all, let's level up in all areas of our life. Listen, you done already been through the storm and the rain. You done already been beat, kicked off, all this other stuff growing up. Make the next phase in the next days and the next years of your life the best. Because guess what, guys? The best is yet to come. So listen, guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. Go to YouTube. Like and subscribe to our channel there, the J Spot Radio. Go to TikTok, like and follow us there, the J Spot, Jaye. Turn on the notification bells. Until next time, you guys take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out. Good night, guys. Good night.